it's kind of hard to like differentiate legitimacy behind digital artwork, especially with AI now. I know a million people who use AI covers, or there's a million AI cover accounts on Instagram where it's like, yeah, $30, you know, you can get me to throw a prompt into a computer for you and make you a cover, but you know, just be comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to, you know, think that this is like some crazy thing where if you act a certain way that you're gonna look stupid. You just wanna have fun, man. You know, everybody like deems it as bad music and like, you know, like it's not good. But like when I was a kid, like I'm sitting here listening, I'm like, why doesn't anybody understand? Like, this is hard as fuck, in my opinion.
Absolutely, there's no excuses as to why you can't achieve greatness, because it's something everybody can obtain.
You can't allow somebody to knock you off your you know, your path just because, you know, they're bored and fucking angry with themselves because they're not doing what you're doing, right?
Fuckload of haters. Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome back to the Long-Term Podcast. I'm your host, Adam Villa. Today, we have videographer and artist, otherwise known as GECO, Adam Darling. We will discuss art/digital art, videography, and music. Adam is a magnificent person, and we really align with a lot of values, with hard work, determination, and I really, really appreciate his level of determination. And with GECO, it means greatest everyone can obtain, which I think is just fire. And I think everybody who wants to chase their dreams, who wants to make it happen, who's just interested in the creative side, or even if you don't want to take it if you don't want to take it too seriously, it's just cool to have that creative outlet, you know, whether it's just like art or music and videography, things that make you you. And Adam is testament to making things happen, and he is a person that I think will go far in life. But yes, everyone, enjoy. All right, welcome to the Long-Term Podcast. Adam Darling, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
How's it going, man?
Good, bro. Good.
Yep, that's
2
good to
days
hear.
until Christmas.
Yep. 2 days till Christmas. Happy holidays, man.
Woo.
Yep.
And then, so what was the transition like from traditional art to digital mediums? And do you feel one offers more creative freedom than the other?
Yeah, I think the transition, it was kind of seamless. I think when you go from like putting pen to paper, and then you go from like, you know, working on Photoshop or like an Apple Pencil or something like that, when you're working on like Procreate on an iPad, I feel like it's pretty seamless. Like you kind of just take the skills that you develop from doing, you know, traditional drawing, and then kind of just like pave the way into that. I think like it's kind of hard to like differentiate the like legitimacy behind digital artwork, especially with AI now. You know what I mean? Like, I remember I would draw a lot of stuff in like junior high, and like people would say I was tracing it, but it would just be me drawing it, just because it's an actual digital image, not just a piece of paper where they can see every little pencil stroke or whatever you're using. You know what I mean? But yeah, like pretty seamless overall. Like I thought I started doing digital art in 2019 on my iPad. I got my first iPad that I could use Apple Pencil with. And then like I was doing, you know, album covers for just like local guys. Like one of my closest friends, Olu, doing covers for him when I was in like grade 7 and he was in grade 8 on like cracked Photoshop on my school Chromebook and stuff, you know what I mean? So I feel like, yeah, it was like kind of seamless. Like it didn't feel like that crazy of a transition, but I think like nowadays I feel like that transition is kind of harder if you weren't doing it like before the age of like just like throwing a prompt into a computer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What about the art? Like attracted you to it? How did it make you feel?
Honestly, like I have ADHD, and like I definitely like, you know, struggle with my attention. So like when I was like younger, like I was always just doodling in class. Ooh. And like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And like, that's just something like, it wasn't even like intentional. It was just like I just needed to like do something with my hands. You know what I mean?
You like listen better when you're like you got something going on. And it's just like
you know,
two things at once.
Then when like my teachers tell me like, oh, you need to like keep your hands still, you need to sit perfectly still, then I would be like, I would have more of a hard time like listening, you know what I mean, than just like doing the little like doodle, like that type of thing. I think like I don't know, just like the freedom of it and just kind of being able to create whatever, you know, like I've always just really enjoyed drawing, and like I think it's just like a fun thing. Like everybody gravitates towards something when they're younger, and it's like you just got to see like how you really take it into the future. Like if it's something that you just want to do just for fun, or if it's something that you genuinely like and enjoy and want to create, then you should just keep going with it. You know what I mean?
What'd you doodle about?
Honestly, random stuff. Like I remember I used to do like little like stick figure like fights. Like I would always like,
dude, I did that all the time.
Yeah.
Be like the red team versus the blue team if I had my hands on some markers.
Yep.
And then they'd be like on a tank.
Yep.
And they'd be like slicing each other's heads off.
Yeah.
And
get
I just
a little
like
blood action in there too or something.
And like as a kid, my buddy and I would exchange little stickman drawings of us like murdering each other in stickman form. And it would I would point out to one stickman like with a sword, like chopping off this other stickman's head off, and that would point to the other stickman, and it would be his name on that one, and be back and forth. The teacher caught wind of this, like got the paper out of my hand and was looking at this, and she was like horrified. Like, oh my, these murderous kids.
Early signs of psychotic traits.
And I remember just being in like the principal's office. And I'm like, please, like I'm a good kid. Like that's just fun. There's stick man. Like I'm not thinking of killing my friend. She's like, no, you need to learn. Oh my goodness. It was just like, it
was never that deep.
Yeah, it wasn't that deep, but it's so funny.
Man, that's so funny. Yeah, no, I probably got in trouble for a lot of stuff I used to draw back in the day too, like stuff like that, or just like I remember I got in trouble in like junior high for like I was drawing on my iPad actually, and I remember I was drawing like a picture with like a gun, and I got in so much trouble for that.
Not the gun.
Yeah, not the gun, especially in like you know, like 2018. Like, yeah, definitely not the time to be like drawing guns in school. You know what I mean? Probably the worst time to be doing that. So but I definitely caught a lot of flack for certain things back in the day.
Like middle school, man, like there'd be a lot of hate symbols, you know, like kids would like draw that kind of stuff. And like when you're a kid, like you don't really know that it carries that much hate.
100%. 100%. Yeah. And then like just over time, you just gradually just start drawing like normal stuff, you know, you know what I mean? Nothing too crazy and stuff. Yeah. No, that's so funny. That's so funny.
Yeah, dude. So like, how does your GECO brand identity influence the visual style of the art you create? And before we get the answer, like what is GECO? GECO
for me, well, GECO started off as like graffiti for me. So like after like, obviously I've always been like an artsy type of guy, and then like, you know, in high school, like you want to push the boundaries a little bit more and stuff, so I got more into like graffiti and like stuff like that, and just like, you know, graffiti tags and that art style I've always found super cool. Like I know like older people, and they see like graffiti on a building, like they immediately like hate it and they see it as like a negative thing, but I think it's kind of cool because it's somebody's way of expressing themselves without putting, you know, just pen to paper. And so, you know, I started to get into the graffiti stuff, and like I went through probably like 2 or 3 different little like acronyms or like graffiti like tags, and then I was sitting in social class, and then I developed the GECO tag. And initially it was just GECO without a K. Like I just liked the flow of like how it looked, and then I wanted to, you know, expand that a bit more. So I made it into the acronym Greatness Everybody Can Obtain. And
ooh, I love that.
Yeah, right. So it's like, it's kind of a positive spin on it, on things, because, you know, I think with art, everybody wants to accomplish something, right? Like whether it's just completing a drawing or, you know, portraying an emotion or something like that. Everybody wants to portray something, and I wanted to portray something that could be positive. You know what I mean? Like I think one thing personally with me, like I don't necessarily draw like super duper positive stuff, you know? Like I'm not, the type of guy to draw like flowers and fruit and like you know what I like, you know what I mean? Like that's not my style whatsoever.
Yeah,
And like
none of that fruit shit.
yeah, exactly.
No
None of that
flowers.
shit, man.
Yeah.
But like, drawing more like, creepier stuff. Like, I don't know, like I always used to like drawing like the Scream mask, you know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
like just, I don't know, just creepier, like odd stuff, you know what I mean? And then having like the positive spin on it, like with my own little graffiti tag, like incorporate that into the drawing somehow, just kind of like help me incorporate it into like day-to-day life and like kind of thinking about that, like, because in the creative space, everybody wants to succeed, right? 100%. Everybody wants to succeed in today's day and age. Like it's definitely harder to succeed just because of how saturated things are. So I think it's kind of just like shaping me as a person a bit and like my brand identity to like this positive spin on things. And, almost just playing as a reminder to myself too, like, like you want to do this, like you want to be great, like, you might as well just like kind of eat, breathe, sleep that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So,
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
It's like I sleep in this room. You know what I mean? Like there's
have to.
Yeah. Like I absolutely, there's no excuses as to why you can't achieve greatness, because it's something everybody can obtain, and you have to choose which realm. Because there's certain things that you just won't be good at, and not because you lack the talent, and maybe that could be the case, but you don't have the time. Like you can't be a great artist and a rapper and a model. There's other people that make it work like that, but you have to choose something and you have to devote your life to it. And of course, if you're passionate about it, great. If you want to achieve greatness, then I love that, bro.
Yeah.
Greatness, everybody can obtain.
Yep.
Yeah. GECO.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's a good little acronym, like, I don't know, like I think everybody wants to achieve something out of life,
Yeah.
like there's nobody that, especially in this day and age when you see like, this online, like there's a lot of like public influence that a lot of people have, like, oh, like I have a Lamborghini and a $200,000 watch and all this stuff. Like, certain people want success in different ways. Some want it in like, what's the word I'm looking for? In materialistic ways. Some people want it just by being content and like living in a tent on a mountain. You know what I mean? Like that's somebody's idea of greatness and, achieving their goals. And like, that's what they want to do. You know what I mean? So everybody wants something out of life. Nobody, especially when they're younger, nobody wants just to be, if somebody, like people want to achieve things out of life, So I think it's like a good reminder just to like take away and stuff, and like when you explain, because like a lot of people don't even know the acronym's meaning. And I like it that way, because then when I tell people, they're like, oh, like,
big shocker.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like there's more meaning to it and stuff. And I think like, yeah, like if you understand the acronym and stuff, it just serves as a good reminder for everybody,
Yeah. And I like what you said about how one person may really value their Lamborghinis and their possessions.
Yeah.
But another person could value their peace of mind.
Yeah.
Their ability to communicate, maybe community. And it all comes down to like, what do you really want? You can achieve greatness, but like, are you putting in the work? And are you trying to make it work every day? Because like, yes, you can be born into a family of wealth and you could have everything given to you. But then again, is that a life that you want to live? Or would you rather travel the world and not care about money? Maybe you don't really like the 9 to 5, just community-based kind of lifestyle, and you just want to meditate in the mountains all day.
Yeah.
And there's the steps to get there. There's a lot depending on your goals, but I feel that like I'm a big dreamer. I want this podcast to be exponentially bigger than what it is right now. I want to replace Joe Rogan. I want to try my very best, because I don't want to be on my deathbed, like regretting about the things that I should have, could have, ifs. What if? What if I just did it?
Yeah, exactly.
And when you made GECO, like, was there a vision in mind? Like, I know you want to spread positivity and when you encourage people to do their art, but what message do you have for the pieces that you do make? Like, what feeling do you want people to come out of it when they look at it?
Especially on the artistic side of things, I want people to take away whatever they want to take away from it. I think art is a big aspect of art is interpretation and like what you see it as, or like, you could look at anything and somebody is going to interpret it differently than you're going to interpret it, So I think like the main thing I want to convey through like, especially my art and things like that is just to like, have like a youthful kind of like style to it with like all the loud color and like, keeping it like feeling fun, but then like also kind of like odd and obscure too, like I like making the weird warped smiley faces and like, stuff like that where it's like you look at it and you're like that's kind of like odd, but like it's cool. You know what I mean? Because like everybody has like that feeling where like you like something that the general public doesn't like. You know what I mean? Like everybody does. It's like a guilty pleasure in a sense, Like everybody has their music that, your homie's not gonna like, but somebody else might like it. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like playing into that, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah. It's like to follow what's true to you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
exactly.
like not everybody's gonna like it, but it's just what speaks to you. Like when you look at that art, like does it really resemble like who you are? And when people look at that, like yes, they may have a different takeaway from it, but that's you. Like you drew it, you put in the time, the effort, and it was true to you inside. And they can ask you like what it means to you, but ultimately, if you're not there, they're gonna take away something different, and that's beautiful. Like it's so beautiful for us to like share our finished product and for people to revel in it and to try to analyze it, because we'll never get 100% understanding as to why that color is the way it is, why there's shadows underneath that piece, and why the eye is structured that way, why there's like tentacles in that area.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like when you see that, like that somebody's put in sweat, blood, and tears to make that happen. Who knows, like depending on the artwork, maybe it took them 10 hours. And that's like, not only does it show their skill, but it shows discipline. It shows hard work and grit.
100%.
Like it's beautiful, man. That's why like the human element of it is what makes it so much beautiful. That's why with like AI coming in, it just takes away from it.
Yeah.
But that's like, I always want to support people like you.
I appreciate that, brother. That means a lot. Yeah. Like the AI stuff is good to an extent, in the creative space, it's brutal. Like I think it's just gonna destroy everything in the creative space, like, I think a lot of people like have this idea that like, oh, AI is going to wipe out everybody's jobs in 5 years. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be a bit more of a slow burn. But in the creative space, it's already taking away a lot of aspects of stuff, like look at Coca-Cola. Like they just did that new AI ad. It took them like 2,000 prompts to like get it correct. But that's like, that took away a bunch of people's jobs. You know what I mean? I think, that's another thing that like inspired me to do my art more, is because like, yeah, it is done by me. Like I am sitting in my basement at 3 a.m. like, like working on this stuff, and I could totally just ask AI to, make it if I wanted to, like realistically, and still sell it off as art. Cause I know a lot of people that, especially in like the graphic design space for like music covers, I know a million people who use AI covers, or there's a million AI cover accounts on Instagram where it's like, yeah, $30, you can get me to throw a prompt into a computer for you and make you a cover. But, that takes away the creative value of somebody talented making something for somebody else. You know what I mean? So it's just going to kill a lot of art forms, in my opinion, and I think that's sad, definitely unfortunate. So Yeah.
I think the element of humanity
Mm-hmm.
is something that I really look for when I see someone sing, right? Like in person. Oh my goodness. Like the way their voice sounds, and there's so much risk to it, because what if they get a voice crack? What if they fall off on stage?
Mm-hmm.
Or the person that does dancing, right? You can see like the level of effort that they put in. Then AI just bypasses all that and goes in 3 seconds. You get the cover, you get the dance, and you
Yeah.
don't know what's real and what's not. And my theory is, like, one day online you won't be able to trust.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
so
100%.
so real life interactions, like right now, this is the truth
Mm-hmm.
because you and I can, double check it. You and I can like confirm.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, what if it's like a solo video, or like, maybe you take a solo picture? Like, how do you know you're actually, like, that person's actually on vacation?
Exactly.
They could just be AI prompted, and they could just be
100%.
living a fake life. So I think one of these days, like, interviews like these where it's like long form and it's the truth will be a lot more powerful, or even like art in real time. You know what I mean? Where like maybe it's live or you do it in person,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm very optimistic.
Yeah.
I think that there's going to be a shift. It's going to be rapid,
Mm-hmm.
but I think if we just keep up with it, if we adapt, we'll be fine. And it's sad what's going on with, as you said, like some of these covers, bro.
Oh, it's so
Like,
lame,
what the
man. It's so lame. The amount of times I've hopped on my Instagram and like put a note at the top of like my thing that says like, I fucking hate AI. I've probably done it about 1,000 times, because I'll see somebody, super talented, just throw an AI cover on their stuff and call it a day. It's like, dude,
it's lazy.
Like, it is
like,
lazy,
what are
because
you doing?
then when people see that, because everybody knows that AI cartoon style now. You always see it on like TikTok or like, even like advertisements. Like, when I see stuff like that, like, it's just so blatantly obvious that the art isn't your priority, right? Like, it's like, yeah, like, I'm just trying to do this to do it. I'm not doing it to make it perfect and refined and like try and make something special out of it. It's just like a quick, like, boom, one and done.
Yeah, you don't care about it.
Yeah, and I think that's just lame. You know?
I think that lack of care, that's like, really, like, you don't put much thought into this when it's like really important. I think that like level of effort is always kind of what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Like when we see someone that half-asses everything, half-asses, like, we're kind of offended a little bit. And like, why don't you care?
Yeah.
This means so much to me, and this is amazing. This is phenomenal. Like, why don't you care about it?
Yeah.
And like, depending on their values, right?
100%. And it just comes across as like almost kind of ignorant too, in my opinion, like, you're not even allowing to give somebody a chance to do something better and get a better result out of that. You just want it quick, like that instant gratification. Yeah. And it's just like, just like, try a little bit harder. You know what I mean? Because I think once, like the shift that you mentioned, like once that shift happens with like AI and stuff, like, people are going to start appreciating the real art more, right? Because it's going to become a dead passion and like dead art in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, people are going to value it once it's gone. And I think that's the wrong mentality. I think like we have to value that now, so it doesn't become like a dead media. You know what I mean? Because then I think we're cooked. Like, like once AI starts, because it's already taken over the creative space. Once it starts taking over businesses and like all stuff like that, like, it's just going to be a false reality we're living in, right?
Yeah, dude. There's some like, I heard there's like an AI CEO. Like, I heard there's like, I don't know if it's just like a rumor, to quote me on that.
Yeah.
But there's like AI boyfriends, girlfriends. Like,
I've
people
seen
are
that.
like,
yeah.
Which is like, it's like funny, right? It's like funny to think about, like, haha, you're in love with an AI, but like, it's real to that person. They're experiencing like,
that's somebody's reality right now.
That's like, they love the AI. Like, it doesn't say anything mean to them. It just affirms them. It doesn't ever call them out in their bullshit. And a lot of people are just sucked in. They don't ever go out, and it's Oh man, sorry, off topic, but
No, yeah, no,
but
like it's a good topic, man.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's a relevant thing. Yeah,
yeah.
like it's actually crazy that that's like a sentence we as human beings like actually
Yeah,
hear, you
bro,
know?
who would have thought like 10 years ago, like I was just in like
Nobody.
middle school and high school, like like how did we get here?
It was
You know?
like overnight, you know?
Yeah, like I remember ChatGPT was just something that like I don't know, people were just exploring and
Yeah.
like I was like a year into it and I refused ChatGPT. It's like AI, it's like it's lazy and this stuff, but then
Yeah.
I started using it. I'm like, this is so powerful.
Yeah.
This is dangerous.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is dangerous. It is.
And then we actually every year, U of A, or maybe twice a year, they have this little poster sale.
Okay, yeah,
And there's like pictures of SpongeBob or Arnold Schwarzenegger.
yeah.
There's all these things that make up society that's like relatable. There's anime in there. There's album covers. And somebody pointed out on the subreddit at the U of A that some of these were AI. And like now that I went back and like, dude, some of these like there was a picture of Princess Peach from Mario and it was clearly AI and people were buying it and it was like sold out. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this is like there's people buying art out there. It's just slop.
Oh, I know. It's like it's literally computer junk. That's all it is, you know? Because think about where AI was when it was like the Will Smith videos, like of him where he's like all warped and like, you know what I mean? Like I remember seeing those on TikTok and being like, oh, this is so stupid.
Yeah.
And then it's just gradually gotten to the point where you'll see stuff now where if you don't see that little Sora AI tag, you're like, hold on.
I seen Martin Luther King like on the you know that show where it's like you're not the father?
Oh yeah.
It declares the guy that he's like not the dad and he starts like dancing.
Yeah.
He's like, you are not the father. I used to watch compilations of that just to see the joy in like other men's faces.
Yeah.
It showed Martin Luther King just like looking all serious and it zooms out like the audience is watching and it looks so real.
Yeah.
And it goes, you are not the father. And then he starts going at it, man. I have a dream.
Yeah. Oh man, that's so
God.
funny. Yeah, no, because like the short form content side of AI though, like it can be funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it can be pretty funny. Like there's lots of stuff that like even the Jake Paul videos of him like doing makeup and stuff.
Those are funny.
And the fact he played into it though too is actually like great marketing on his behalf.
It's great. Yeah, it's good. He's taken a lot of shit. Like, which is, kudos to him for
100%. Like, I'm not a huge like Jake Paul like supporter. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't even really into him in like his like YouTube prime. Like that was never really my stuff. But I give him a lot of credit. He catches a lot of flack from the general public, but he takes it really, really fucking well.
He doesn't care, bro. And that's like
not at all.
I think a lot of people could take notes on just like how much you can attain and succeed when you don't give a fuck.
Yeah. No, literally.
Like I don't agree with a lot of his values. I think he does a lot of sketchy stuff. But like I do admire him for his very thick skin.
Oh yeah.
And his ability to bounce back after copious amounts of hate.
Yeah, it's kind of insane to be completely honest if you think about it. Like even the Anthony Joshua fight the other night or whatever, like he got his jaw broken and he was still trolling people afterwards.
He got pummeled.
Yeah, he got his ass beat respectfully.
Well, like how many millions is that fight? It's like 28 mil.
I don't know if this was correct. And I don't know who said it to me, but apparently Jake Paul made like 92 million off that fight.
Wow. Yeah, I'd freaking break my jaw for that too.
Oh yeah. Like if somebody could walk in here right now and beat the shit out of me and I'll take 92 million.
I'll take some brain damage for 92.
100%. Yeah. I'll start forgetting things if you want to give me 92 million. Man, I will not complain. Yeah.
He's great at marketing too. It's like a character. I wonder like who the real Jake Paul is. Like I'm sure like there's a Jake Paul that we know and like online where he's like goofy. But like I'm sure there's a vulnerable Jake Paul. I'm sure there's like a
100%.
Jake Paul there, where it's just like human.
Yeah,
Like he's just like made mistakes, and
for sure.
he's likable. You know, I'm sure there is.
Yeah, he definitely shows less of like the vulnerable side than like Logan Paul does, I'd say, you know, but like he's caught more public flack for more negative things, you know what I mean? So I think he's had to show that side a bit more. But yeah, I would be interested to see like what, you know, what goes on behind closed doors type
whatever
of thing.
happens here.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So which digital tools or software like, you know, are most essential to your current workflow right now?
Procreate, hands down. Procreate, 100%. I think Procreate is like one of the best things ever, because that's like the drawing Photoshop, drawing / Photoshop software on iPad. I love it. I've been using it since 2019, and I think it's just so helpful, just because it's so quick and easy and like on the go, you know, and like. I don't think people understand that you can achieve a lot of stuff that you can do in Photoshop on Procreate too, if you use it correctly. You know, like I also love Photoshop. I think Photoshop, especially in the graphic design space, like Photoshop is 100% essential. You know, you need to know how to do it. But Procreate, I love just because of like the portability and like the comfortability too, like, because obviously it's on an iPad. Like I got the same iPad as you know what I mean? And like I can sit down on my bed and do a album cover if I really want to. Like I don't have to just sit at my desk in front of a screen. I can do it comfortably and just like kind of whenever. And I think it's just such a good tool, especially for people that are trying to get into the graphic design space, you know, like I always see people promote it a lot to like clothing brand owners and stuff like that, because it really is a hands-on tool that, you know, you can kind of take the skills from, you know, pen to paper, but have it digitally and, you know, have it, you know, just like on the go, like quick, and you can kind of just like pump stuff out really fast. I think it's just a great tool, like overall. I love it.
Okay, Procreate's where it's at.
Yeah, Procreate's where it's at. Like if Procreate offered me a sponsorship, I'm taking that shit.
Damn, man, Procreate, big advocate here. Hey?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like I think it's awesome. Like I think I can't remember how much it was when I got it in 2019. It's probably like a little bit more now. But you know, it's like a single paywall type of thing. Like you just pay for the program. That's it. It's no subscription, anything like that. And it's just like, yeah, it's just super user friendly. And you know, Photoshop is expensive, man. Like you know, like I can't remember how much I paid for my Photoshop, but Photoshop is expensive, you know. And like if you want a cheaper option and you're trying to get into like digital media and like graphic design, then yeah, Procreate's where it's at, 100%. Especially if you're a hands-on person like myself. Like I like being able to like undo stuff and touch with my hands. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it makes me feel like I'm working on something more invested in it like than just like
you're in it rather than just like
like click. Like that's just, you know?
Yeah, that's why I like to like I like the physical copy with like books. I like to just like flip I'm getting somewhere, or like journaling instead of just typing things out. Like I like to, it's like my energy's flowing
100%.
It's like, you know, it's like a mindset thing, like juju. I'm transferring my energy to this material, good, like pen to paper.
Yeah.
It's so relaxing to me.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you.
No, when you're behind the lens, are you more focused on capturing raw, candid moments or on meticulously staging a specific aesthetic?
I think it really depends. I personally like the raw kind of feeling of just like capturing somebody in the moment. I think that's like a beautiful thing in general. Like we all love like candid photos of ourselves, like, you know, when we're not just directly like looking into the camera, like we're having fun or like laughing or having a convo with our friends, like stuff like that. Like everybody appreciates seeing themselves in those lights more, because you don't get to see yourself in that light, right? Like you can look at a picture that you've posed for like straight on like portrait style, right? But like, you know, if you're just like, you know, chopping it up with like the boys, like everybody always appreciates those photos more, right? So it's like when you're doing video and you're capturing like, you know, somebody's just like natural kind of them in like their natural environment, like having fun, you know, I think that's so much more valuable than like staging stuff meticulously. But again, it kind of depends on like what you're filming or like what you're trying to go for. Like if you're trying to go for like this crazy you know, specific aesthetic, you know, like of course you have to like stage that a little bit and like guide them. But one thing I always like to remind people when I'm shooting, and I hear it about 100 times when I'm like on playback on like my videos and stuff that I'm like editing, is like always just make sure to tell people like just have fun and just be comfortable. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to, you know, think that this is like some crazy thing where, you know, if you act a certain way that you're gonna look stupid. You know what I mean? Like you just wanna have fun, man. You know, you just gotta relax a little bit. Like I think that's the main thing. And like I think that's something that I think people can just take that away in their day-to-day life too. Like not even relating to video, right? Like just relax, have fun, like just live in that moment, you know? I think that's kind of like the overall thing, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, dude. Candid photos, man, are beautiful.
100%.
And, like, they're like, there's just some that came to mind as you were telling me, like when you're chopping it up with the boys.
Yeah.
It's like not as professional. It's not like as high quality, but it holds so much meaning.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see the facial expressions that people have.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the activity that you guys are doing, how you're feeling. And it's just like right there, like you were able to capture a moment versus when you're like planning it, right? Like there's kind of that fakeness to it. Like it's not fake. Like you're like, if you're doing a shoot, if you're actually like just posing, right? But it's like nobody naturally just goes like that and like smiles. You know what I mean? Or like would they like put their arms around their buddies, like and stays there for like couple seconds, you know, nobody does that. But like when you see that rawness, like authentic, like I feel like we always just gravitate towards the realness in life.
100%.
Like what's real, what's the truth. And when we see like a fakeness, when we see a lie, when it's devoid of the truth, then we're kind of skeptical and like we don't want to be near it. Like
100%.
When you see someone that's just not trustworthy, you know, it's like the same way when you're consuming content. It's like you want to gravitate towards people that you see, and that's who they are. That's why Sam Sulek is so popular. I don't know if you know that guy.
I do. Yeah, no, 100%.
He's true.
He's genuine.
It's genuine, and you know you can use that same framework for photos and videos. Like that's why I love podcasting too.
For sure.
You can't fake shit, man.
It's the most authentic digital media art form that you can do. You know? Streaming though. And that's the next level. Streaming is also like probably, probably the most authentic, to be honest.
Like you're there for,
I don't know how those guys do it,
dude,
man.
some of them do it for 8 hours. I don't know. And some of them like,
look at Kai Sinai. He did it every day, 24 hours for a whole month. Like, wow. Like that would drive me insane.
Like sleep.
Yeah, sleep, shower on camera, like all that stuff like that. That's crazy. You know what I mean?
It's like real life, a Truman Show.
Oh, 100%. And like, I think that's why he's so successful, is because like he hasn't shown any negative side of himself, you know, like when he's on camera 24 hours
that's just
a day.
Him.
Yeah, that's just him, you know?
They say streamers have the closest parasocial relationship to their viewers. It's because they're with them. And then I think the next is like podcasters.
Yep.
And then third is like YouTube. And then it goes to like the shortest time. But it's all about exposure and like real time, like truth. It's like if you just sit someone down for like hours on end, you just like, you talk to them. You don't even have to like really talk deep. Like if they're just in your vicinity, say something funny, like there's that closeness to them, man. Like you just feel like you want to die for them. Like, I don't know. For sure. Like the closest friends that I have, like it's not because we have this like one single time in our past or where, you know, that was it. That was when he became my best friend, or that was no, it was all just like, yes, there were times when that person was there for me, times when I was there for that person, but ultimately it's like the exposure. It's like, oh, we worked out, you know, it wasn't like the biggest thing, but like, you know, he showed up. I didn't see him for a month, but I showed up for his birthday. Quick phone call. and over time, you familiarize yourself with that person.
Yeah, it builds up, right? Like it builds up that connection, and like, like obviously I got like my sandbox group of friends that I've been friends with for like the longest time, and then I got friends that I've made over the past 3 years that I see as family. You know what I mean? Like just because of those like natural moments that just bring you closer together. You know what I mean? Like especially in the creative space too, like making friends with like some of my friends who are producers, and some of my friends who are artists, and some of my friends who are videographers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like you build those connections not only just because of your similar interests, right? There's always going to be people that have similar interests, but it's like if you build those connections naturally, then you just gravitate towards each other, and like develop again like those raw kind of like candid friendships that just like click. Like there's no explanation to it. You guys just like work. You know what I mean? I think that's like those are the best type of friends to have. You know what I mean? Even I got some friends like that are just complete polar opposites than me, and we're still like super tight. You know what I mean? And like I think that's like a beautiful thing as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because if you associate with too many people that are like you, it creates an echo chamber, and it just affirms everything that you believe in without having you challenged.
Exactly. You need pushback in life.
Yeah,
like 100%.
Like some of my best friends, they like tell me, that's what you said there. It's not rooted in reality, Advin. I'm like, you're right. And like I'm in over my head, or like, no, that's not right at all. Like, you might want to double check that. And it hurts. Like, oh, I'm wrong. What?
Yeah.
Do you take a lot of pictures with your buddies? Like,
honestly, I'm usually the one taking the pictures for my buddies.
I've seen that.
Yeah. Like that's usually me. I but like it's kind of like those like TikTok memes where it's like you could be friends with it, like your homie for like 10 years, and then you have like one picture together. You know what I mean? Like I got lots of photos with like I don't know. It's kind of hard. Like my sandbox group of friends that I've known for the longest time, I have fewer pictures with them, and I probably have more pictures with people that I'm less close with, I'd say. Yeah. I don't know. It's just like, if you've known somebody for as long as, me and like my childhood group of friends, like you just don't really feel the need to like take pictures with each other.
True.
You know what I mean?
Just like know each other like that.
Yeah. Like because everybody, and I think this is a very like dude thing. Like every guy, like they have like one or two or even three like good pictures with one of their friends, and that's it. They'll have a bunch of pictures of their friend, but not like together. You know what I mean? Do you take a lot of pictures with your homies and stuff?
Oh, a lot, man. Like copious, like copious amounts. Like I probably I have yet to meet someone who's takes more pictures than me.
Yeah.
Like I've never, like I'm probably like worst case scenario or best case scenario.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like I just like love scenario. I love taking pictures, like whether it be I'm at the gym, whether it be I'm like with my brother or with a friend, and I just look back and I love it. Like if you look at my Instagram, bro.
Oh yeah, your Instagram's flooded, dude. Yeah, it's flooded. Yeah,
I spam the shit out of that.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. It's fun to like look back at stuff though. You know what I mean? That. Like I'm totally okay with getting the storage full notification on my phone if I'm like, on a trip or like at an event. Like I love being able to like go back and be like, this happened and like kind of run through it again and kind of like remind yourself of the experience, right? Like I think that's like a beautiful thing as well, you know? Yeah.
Like when you're taking pictures of these your buddies, how do you use lighting and grading to convey specific mood in your photography or video work?
Like lighting is something that I try and improve every time I shoot. Lighting is something I want to get better at. And it's like, something I think I'm constantly learning more of. And Emilio and Kunal, like some of these guys that I'm super close with, like they've always helped me a lot with like lighting and given me good pointers that have, kind of helped me like take into future scenarios and stuff. And I think lighting can definitely like set a certain mood. You know what I mean? Like it can make something look super bland or super like ominous and like, make you look like you have this like aura about you. You know what I mean? But with color grading, I think color grading is a huge thing, like, because you can portray a mood a lot through color, right? Like our brain naturally sees blue as sad, and our brain naturally sees red as angry. You know what I mean? So like if you have a sad R&B breakup song, but you have like this warm, fuzzy, happy color grade to it, like you're gonna like it's not gonna feel like authentic. You know what I mean?
Like what? Why is it so colorful? When
Exactly,
it's like,
right?
yeah,
It's supposed to be moody, but if you like go for like a colder tone, like blue, and like it's kind of like that gloomy type of look to it, then you're like, okay, like this kind of goes hand in hand. It's just like in movies, like imagine like the Barbie movie had the color grade that I don't know Star Wars had, like,
yeah, this
right?
one
Like
wouldn't
it
work
would
out.
make no sense, right? And then vice versa, like Star Wars had the Barbie color grade, everything's pink and bright and colorful. Everybody would be like, what the fuck?
Like, what is this?
Yeah, right? It would make no sense. So I think it just portrays a lot of like emotion, and like because our brain naturally relates color to emotion, like naturally, at least mine does. You know what I mean? Like I think whenever I see like even like green, like it's like Inside Out, like the cartoon movie with the little emotions in like the girl's head.
I love that movie.
I love that movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the newest one.
So good, man.
It's good.
They added anxiety in it.
Oh yeah, because I saw the memes and stuff about that.
So
stuff.
good, man.
Yeah.
You gotta check it out.
Yeah, I definitely do have to check that one out.
Yeah, dude, I cry a lot during Disney movies, man. That shit.
Oh yeah.
I love crying to Disney movies.
Yeah, Disney movies are, if you're gonna cry to a movie, a Disney movie is the one you're gonna cry to.
It's a good cry.
Yeah, I completely agree, bro.
Is there a specific project you've worked on where the final edit turned out completely different and perhaps better than what you originally planned?
100%, 100%. I did a video for one of my homies, Astro Boy. He used to go by Rocket for his music. And we shot at 3 different locations for a video, and we ended up scratching one of the locations, keeping one of the locations to create like a trailer for the music video, and then the music video was a completely separate like thing from like those other 2 locations, like the one that got scrapped and then the one that was used for the trailer. So like, yeah, definitely, like there's always little tweaks and like refinements that you make that's like, oh yeah, like this is gonna come out differently because I see the vision in a different way. Even doing stuff for like clothing brands and stuff, like like we'll agree on a song for like the video to use in it, and then when you get to editing, then you're like, I don't really know if this actually flows the right way. Then you change it and then it comes out differently. So yeah, definitely. But I feel like that's like the fun part too, right? Because there's like, it allows you to formulate it however you want to create it. You know what I mean?
Sometimes your expectations can be here, but it doesn't quite meet it. If anything, like it's not even like a level. It's more like a bar, or like a, what's that called again when it's like an X and a Y?
Oh, like an axis? Is that?
Yeah. Like where it's like kind of like it's like a continuum type of deal.
Yeah, now I get what you mean. Yeah.
So it's like it's not quite what you expected, but it's not also not bad. It's more to the right of things.
Yeah.
And then you just make do with what you got. Like
100%.
I have all these ideas in my head, man. Like I do a lot of social anxiety challenges, like just me talking in public or me fucking around.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. And like in my head, it's like so perfect. Like, oh, I'm gonna get up on this chair and I'm gonna say some words of encouragement.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna do this little dance, or like this interview, I'm gonna ask this question. But then ultimately the reality of it is it's not gonna go as planned.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah. No, 100%. Half the time it doesn't go as planned, right? Like there's always something, because again, and that's like the cool part about having a good imagination, is because like you can see how you want it to go in your brain, and even if that doesn't translate, but you can still get a good result out of it, right? Like I think that's like a really positive thing. You know what I mean? Like just being able to kind of navigate around like like, oh, okay, this won't work, but then I'm gonna come up with a solution number 2. You know what I mean? So I think that's like a good thing, and it's like it also kind of like teaches you in life, like, yeah, like you just kind of got to be prepared for like stuff not to work how you want it to work out, because you know, 50% of the time, yeah, it's not going to work out how you want it to play out, but you have to be prepared to like rearrange things and like kind of restructure it, you know?
Yeah, you got to learn how to pivot. You got to make sure you stomach that emotional pain.
100%.
Of like things not going your way. Like right before work, I think a couple of days back, like usually the plan was I'd go on the stairs, hit the core, stretch, do my little video that I have for my fitness account, and then I'd hit the sauna, do a cold shower, and then hit there's only one changing area, and I just have everything laid out there for skincare and like my work stuff. But like so many things, I was interrupted on the stairs, so it was like delayed a little bit, and then I got to the sauna, and then as soon as it's finished that, some guy was like using the shower, so that kind of delayed me. And then when I got to the locker room, like the changing area was occupied, and this guy was like blocking my way, you know, and I'm like, I gotta take deep breaths, man. It's not going my way, but I can't lose my head over this. I can 100%. Just like pivot. And like same with like the creative process, where it's like it's actually there's so much more meaning to it, and you want it to go well, and you put in so much effort. And if it doesn't go where well, like what are you gonna do? Like, are you gonna actually like try to pivot with it, try to make do with what you've got, or do you storm and cry and just quit?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like you gotta know, you know, how to just like hop over those hurdles and keep it going, keep it pushing. You know what I mean? Because yeah, like, you know, stuff isn't going to go as according to plan, but that's also like a test of yourself though. It's like, how are you going to navigate this? Right. Like I've literally shot stuff and I've came back to my house and like edited it or like opened it to edit it. And then it like, you know, it's out of focus or it just doesn't.
Dude, that's hard. It's heart wrenching, man.
Oh, it's super heart wrenching,
like,
bro.
Man, I put in so much sweat, blood, and tears into this. It's out of focus. I can't use this.
Yeah.
I can't use this.
Yeah. It's brutal. It's brutal. Yeah. Like it's definitely like it's not embarrassing, but it definitely like hits your ego really hard. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because then you're just like, fuck, like I fucked this up for
like
myself.
I was thinking I was the GOAT.
Yeah.
Like I was like, you get home, you're like, I just finished a full day shooting.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Then this is
myself.
I
fucked myself.
Yeah. No, it's the fucking worst feeling ever, man. Yeah. No, I hate that shit so much. But man.
Yeah. Well, you grow from it, right?
Yeah.
You're like, okay, what can I do next time?
Exactly. And you gotta learn to be like, yeah, it is what it is, man.
Dude,
you know?
It's like, it's heart wrenching, man. That's like the only way I describe it. And it's like a gut feeling I have. It's like heavy. Like because I put in so much care and like love and then it doesn't turn out that way.
For sure, man. Like even with like school, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I am not an academically based person. You know what I mean? Like school's always been harder for me. You know what I mean? And like, you know, there's been times where I could have put in like, you know, my whole weekend, my whole week into studying for something, and I still fail the test or I still do shitty on it and stuff. And like, you know, when I was younger, like I'd really, really, really beat myself up over that. Like I would be like I just can't do it, like blah, 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 blah. And then like as I got older, I just learned to be like, yeah, okay, it is what it is. Like, you know, like it didn't go according to plan, obviously, you know, but it's kind of just got to just like bounce back and just keep it pushing.
You try your best, and at the end of the day, if that's not enough, you try harder next time.
100%.
And you know, if that's not for you, you tried your best, and you know you won't have any regrets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. You mentioned you wanting to be in the music industry without performing. So does your interest lie more in the technical side, like audio engineering, production, or the visual side, music videos, cover art?
Yeah, definitely the visual side. For sure. You know, like I give a lot of praise to people that work in the technical side of music. Like that, it's hard shit. Like it is genuinely very, very, very complex. Like the amount of times, like, you know, I've talked about music with like my parents or, you know, friends that aren't as into music as me and stuff, and like kind of broke it down for them, like all the steps. Then you really start to appreciate the art form a little bit more, because like it really is like lengthy stuff like that, like, you know, people do. Like I have some really good friends who produce, and there's a lot of talented producers in the city. Like, you know, my one friend Jonah Little is like super, super talented dude. Like I've witnessed him cook stuff up like instantly, and it's crazy. I could never do that, you know, like navigating like these studio softwares and stuff. Like that's super complex stuff. And like one day I would love to learn it. Like I think it is really cool. And like, you know, I've made a couple, you know, fuck around songs and stuff, you know what I mean? Like just, you know, with my homies and stuff, or, you know, even on my free time, just like trying it out. That's never going to be for me. And I've accepted that, you know what I mean? But definitely the visual aspect of it, like, you know, if you asked any of my friends, I used to just like, I would watch music videos like it was a show. You know what I mean? Like I would watch them and like, you know, be like, oh, I really like this, or I really don't like that, you know, or like, you know, if like an artist releases a song or album, I'm looking at the cover. I'm not just like, oh, cool, and just like skip past it, you know, like I'm looking at it from the creative side of things and like, you know, thinking in my head, like, oh, if I were to have done this, like I would do it this way or stuff like that. You know what I mean? And like the technical side of stuff, like, yeah, keep me away from that. Like it's too complicated for me, but the visual side is definitely like my vibe. You know what I mean? Cause like, are you a big music guy?
I love music. Yeah, I like to sing.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Have you ever like made any music yourself or?
No, I've never made music myself, but I'll sing covers. I love karaoke.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I know a bunch of my buddies that do, and I know it's tough work, man.
It's super tough work, man. And like, you know, I think music is, you know, it's an underappreciated art in my opinion. Like obviously music rules the world, but I don't think enough people appreciate it for the amount of time it takes to actually make music. You know what I mean? Like, because I know a lot of people, like, you know, especially the older generation, like I'll just use rap for as an example, because like I'm a big like rap, like hip hop type of guy, you know. A lot of people just deem it off like, oh yeah, like it's like minimal work, like it's not really any talent to it, blah blah blah. Like there's no process of really making a beat, like all this stuff. Like I've heard this from like, you know, older dudes I've worked with, or like you know, anybody. I've heard it multiple times, and like it is a really difficult art form. Like just because someone's not playing an instrument or something like that doesn't mean that it's still easy, you know. Like it is very complicated. You can look at like the futures of the world, you know what I mean, where it's like, yeah, you could define it as mumble rap, but you know, if you really take in what he's saying, like, and look at what he's saying, if you can't understand it through like the mumbling and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like he is saying some actual shit, you know what I mean? And like, yeah, like music is a complex thing, and like it's just like an art form I've always loved. Like I grew up with it so much. Like music is big in my house, you know what I mean? Like I'm an only child, so like, you know, growing up, like I would go off what my parents would listen to. My mom always was listening to 80s on 8 in the car. I was never listening to that, but like, you know, when my dad was driving me to like hockey or something like that, like we were listening to like, you know, the hardest of rock music and then like the hardest of rap music, you know what I mean? Like there was like a really, like you could kind of sway both ways, and like it just influenced me a lot. And like, you know, like growing up in like, you know, from like 2016 to like 2019, like, you know, like the SoundCloud era, if you've like heard that term before, like when all those guys kind of blew up, like Lil Uzi Vert and like 21 Savage and like Lil Yachty and like all those guys, like, you know, everybody like deems it as bad music, and like, you know, like it's not good. But like when I was a kid, like I'm sitting here listening, I'm like, why doesn't anybody understand? Like this is hard as fuck in my opinion, you know what I mean? And like I've always wanted to be a part of like the music industry in some type of way. Kind of, you know, like I said, like I don't want to be the guy on stage, but I definitely want to have a say in like, you know, how a video comes out, or shoot the video, or how a cover comes out, or do the cover. You know what I mean? So it's definitely something like I gravitate towards, and like I want to be a part of, you know?
Yeah. Your names that you just said, like I remember being in high school, and that's all I would play, like 21 Savage, like Migos, and they were huge.
Oh, Migos!
I remember like in the morning, bro, like I'd skip breakfast. I'd be like 3 hours of sleep because I was gaming all night.
Yeah.
I'd blast Ric Flair drip.
Yep.
Ric Flair drip. I got the basses in the back.
Yeah.
And I'd be hitting my vape. It was like back when like there was like 60 Nick.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah,
like,
I remember
like,
that era of life. Yeah.
I think they banned that since. It's like if you do want to get it, it's like you have to order it online. But like and so I'd drive and I'd have my shades on.
Yep.
And I'd feel hard as shit.
Oh yeah.
Like I was like a freaking like guys. The Sherwood Park is probably like the softest kind of like family oriented community, but like I'd be like looking over in my Acura, just feeling like the freaking boss.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Doing my vape, doing O's. It's misty in the car. Maybe I'd have some buddies with me. I'd drive to the parking lot, open the door, get Nick sick, throw up.
Yep.
Feel hard as shit.
Yep.
You see my buddies.
Yep.
Point over.
Yep.
Walk to class together. Freaking late.
Yep.
That was the routine. Man. That was the routine.
Yeah. I know. Like anybody that's watching this, somebody's gonna relate to that. 100%. Like somebody's gonna relate to that exact experience, man. But it's true though. Like, man, like I remember being in grade 6, in elementary school, 2016, and I remember kids being like, oh, you can listen to like music on like SoundCloud, right? And so like, everybody's listening to like fucking Jake Paul, Logan Paul's music and all that bullshit. Day, bro. Yeah, exactly, right? Like everybody's listening to that. And I remember like I was not listening to that. Like I remember I actually found out who Travis Scott was in grade 6. So I'm listening to like dark trap music in fucking 6th grade. Oh, you know what I mean?
Bangers. Yeah.
Oh, there's so many bangers. I'm sitting there. I'm like,
it shapes you, man.
It really does shape you, man. Like you know what I mean? Like you can tell a lot by somebody like, just off of like artists that they listen to. You know what I mean? Like, and like I think like you can honestly tell what type of artist somebody would listen to too if you look at them. You know what I mean? Like just by their expression or like like how they express themselves.
You can tell if they like themselves.
100%. Yeah, 100%, dude. Like you can tell somebody listens to Taylor Swift in 0.2 seconds.
I remember I think I was on and off with my high school girlfriend. Yeah. And this is around the time X was big.
Oh yeah.
Jocelyn Flores, bro.
Yeah.
I know. I remember, man, like playing that in my drive home. Like, after school. Yeah. And it completely crushed. Like, how am I gonna get over this? Life sucks. Yep. And then I'd play like Fuck Love with like X again, and like and then Moonlight. Freaking crying my eyes out, man.
Yeah. Oh, what an era, man. What an era. Man. I remember that too. Like that era of music. And I will say, like, I'm glad like that, music is straight away from like the really sad type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like
like Lil Peep.
Yeah, like and like, rest in peace to him and stuff. Like God bless him, man. But like that was just never my swag. You know what I mean? Like I was never trying to listen to stuff like that. Like really? No, I was genuinely like,
you don't like it?
No, I never did.
You're
like,
more like a murder in my mind kind of.
Yeah, like
were you? Did you listen to that?
Yeah, 100%, dude. Like free YNW Melly, man. Like he killed his friends, but free him, bro. Yeah.
I got murder on my mind. There's like a bunch of memes and like him. Him like literally like committing a murder and disclosing it.
Yeah, it's actually insane, man. But yeah, that was always like I was always more interested in that, man. Like if I'm being honest, like I could always appreciate like the the softer music and like the softer side of stuff, but I don't know what it was. And like the rap my dad like put me onto when I was a kid was like DMX, NWA, Eminem, Tupac, Biggie. Like, and that's all relatively hard rap. You know what I mean? Like, obviously everybody calls Eminem corny, but like if you really listen to some of the stuff he's saying, he says some wild shit in his music. Like,
People say Eminem's corny, bro. I think Eminem's hard as shit.
I like Eminem. I don't know
he's
why
dope.
people dislike him, to be honest. Like, I think the general basis of why people don't like him is because he's white. Like, I genuinely think that, and people just think like, oh, he's just like some white dude that's like trying to, you know, be a rapper, but like he really did live that life. You know what I mean? So like,
grew up rough.
yeah, like he grew up in like you know, like the shittiest parts of Detroit, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like he lived that life. Like he was surrounded by that lifestyle. Like he has every right to, you know, talk his shit. And he's one of the most, you know, if you ask any old person, you know, do you know any rappers? They're gonna say Eminem.
Like, he's highly influential, even to this day. Just for like
100%.
us, we're still talking about him.
Oh yeah.
And then when he like dissed all those mumble rappers, bro,
Yep.
that one was kill shot, and he dissed MGK.
Yeah. Drove him out of a whole genre. Like dead ass. Like he doesn't even make rap music anymore. He was fucking like Blink 182 like music, you know?
That's funny.
Yeah, like I don't know if it was just the influence of like what my dad was playing or anything. But yeah, like I never gravitated towards like sadder stuff, you know? Like I was just having this convo with one of my buddies. Like I'll never be the type of guy to throw on some sad stuff. Like I'm, you know, even if I'm sad, I'm gonna throw on some stuff that is just the complete opposite of that.
I love sad shit, man. I like listening to Adele.
She's amazing, dude.
I always love the sad rappers too, or like they talk about like pain and suffering. I don't know, but then again, there's a time and a place for it. I know some people deal with their emotions in other ways, and in fact, like for people like you, that just makes it worse.
Yeah.
Like I'm already sad, and I'm listening to this person talk about more sad stuff.
Yeah, like I can't do it. I can't do it, man. Like I need to listen to something completely different.
You've tried it though, right? Have you tried
100%,
it? Okay.
100%.
You've tried it, and that's not your thing.
And I've definitely cried to music before too, man. Like I think everybody has, you know what I mean? Like there's this one Kanye song called Only One with Paul McCartney.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say freaking Lamborghini Mercy.
Imagine.
Lamborghini Mercy.
That's a classic one too. But yeah, like that one Kanye and Paul McCartney song, like shit, man. Like that was like
Is that the one with Rihanna?
No, it's a different one. It's a different one actually, because like most people think I'm referencing that one. It's a completely different one. That's a great song though. That's a great song. But yeah, like I've definitely tried it out, but like it's just never really been like my pocket. You know what I mean? Like I've just never really been like, yeah, like I'm in a shitty mood. I'm gonna listen to sad music, and it just makes me feel 10 times worse. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather just throw on something completely opposite of what I'm feeling, and yeah, like I think it just, I don't know, like it just speaks to me a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like I just feel less shitty, you know?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Like how do you think visual art and videography change the way a listener perceives a song or album?
It changes it so much, in my opinion. Like I think, you know, however you portray yourself, you know, especially in music, is like a big thing. You know what I mean? Like imagine, you know, a guy like Playboy Cardi, for example, right? Like imagine he portrayed himself as like this clean cut dude, you know, like just like wearing like
quarter zips.
Yeah, quarter zips, drinking fucking matcha. You know what I mean? Like imagine that was his public image. People wouldn't be gravitate towards it, you know? They gravitate towards it because it's like kind of outlandish, but it's so random and weird where it's like, this is sick. You know what I mean? And like, I think it all comes back to marketing, right? Like even if you look at an album cover, right? Are you a Spotify or are you Apple guy?
Spotify.
Yeah. I'm a Spotify guy too. Like whenever I see like the new release thing, and like it could be from an artist I like that I listen to on a regular basis. If it has a garbage cover, like it's just some stupid shit, it's gonna be like what is this? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
You're already making your judgment off the rip before you've even listened to it, right? So it's all about like encapsulating people into like this world of like sound that you're trying to like make. You know what I mean? Even with like album trailers for like big artists, you know what I mean? Like you see a lot of that where they're, you know, I remember in the Astro World, like Travis Scott trailer came out, it's like him in like this weird like dystopian like, you know, abandoned looking like mall. There's like comets floating around him, like it's like all like spacey and stuff. Like yeah, like that kind of encapsulates or like summarizes, you know, what the feeling of the album is like. You know what I mean? Like it gives you that first impression off the rip where you're like, oh yeah, like this is really neat. So I think it just kind of like it makes framework for whatever you're trying to portray, you know, in like simplistic, in like the most simplistic way of saying
vibe,
that. Yeah.
Just, like creating a vibe, right? Making sure that it's just smooth and it's actually related to the songs and you get like a good feeling out of it.
100%, right?
Yeah.
100%.
No. If you could be the creative director for any artist's next project, who would it be and what kind of vibe would you want to create for them?
Travis Scott for sure. I think I've mentioned him like 7 times already during the shit, but like him 100%. Like that's my GOAT. Like that's my favorite artist. 100%. I, you know, like I said, like I found him pretty early on and I've always been a fan of his music and like I've always really enjoyed you know, just like his overall sound. And like, you know, I think if I were to, you know, kind of like, you know, like direct everything, like, because like you've listened to Astroworld, right? Like that's a classic album.
Remember, it was paired up Mo Bamba and Astroworld.
Yeah, like Sicko Mode and Mo Bamba.
Yeah, Sicko Mode. Yeah, right? That's like the kids are like every single party.
Oh yeah,
that was like, guys, play Mo Bamba.
Yeah,
I got hoes. Call
and it's still a low key like a pretty hype song too.
West,
yeah. Like you can't.
I haven't heard that in ages, man. They got to play that at the bar next.
Oh, I know, right? I heard that. Well, actually, I was in Vegas in October for Complex Con. Are you familiar with Complex Con? So it's basically like every year they get like a big it's in a big convention center. I think they started in LA, did San Diego, now they do it in Vegas. And so it's like a big conference center. Like imagine like the Shaw Conference Center times 50, like super huge. And it's a bunch of clothing vendors and, you know, artists come through and then there's concerts in the evening, right? So it's like, it's a whole experience for like a weekend. And I went there back in October and I got to see, for like the concerts, I got to see Yeet, I got to see Sheck West, I got to see Sexy Red, Young Thug, you know, Peso Pluma, Central C, Quavo, Ty Dolla $ign, like all like crazy lineup of people, right? Like, you know, if that was like, if those were all individual concerts, that would be like $5,000 in concerts. You know what I mean? And you get to see all these artists and stuff. And when Sheck West played Mo Bamba, that was sick.
Lost your head probably.
Oh yeah, no, I was hyped up, man, because I was like, yo, if this was like however long ago Mo Bamba came out, what was that? That probably would have been like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Probably, right? Like, dude, if that was 6 years ago, holy shit. Like, I would have shit my pants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, yeah, that's just like such a banger song, dude. Like such a influential one. But yeah, definitely Travis Scott, just to get back on topic. Like, I would definitely go for the vibe that Astroworld had again. You know what I mean? I think there was a reason why, like, last week was the first week in how, like, since Astroworld dropped, that Astroworld wasn't in the top 200 of songs. Like one song from Astroworld was in the top 200 somehow, like still, you know what I mean? That's such an influential album. So I definitely go for that and like incorporate other aspects of like his other albums with like that kind of starving artist kind of feel, you know what I mean? Because everybody always likes to say like, oh, like I miss the old version of this artist or blah, 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 blah. You like them because that was when they weren't popular yet and they were still hungry and they had no influence from, you know, big record label executives telling them what they want them to do. No marketing strategy, was just them and only them and just their ideas, right? Like that's why people gravitate towards, you know, more like older projects of some of these artists, especially in the rap community. Like I don't mean in like every genre, but especially in the rap community, I noticed that like people will be like, oh, like we miss old Lil Uzi Vert. Lil Uzi Vert's washed now. But it's like, yeah, you miss the era when he was like still a young dude that was like just doing whatever the fuck he wanted to do.
I find that it's crazy that people say, "Oh, you've changed." Like I like you're so different 2 years ago. It's like,
Mhm.
but bro, who stays the same after a year? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like
Right.
we're constantly. If you talk to yourself a year before,
Hmm.
you just said certain things that didn't align with your views now,
Hmm.
or maybe some of them were reinforced, or you end up taking
Yeah.
up a new hobby, you find a new girlfriend, boyfriend, you freaking move out, you
Yeah.
move in back. Like it's like, and for people to expect like rappers, artists to stay the same,
Hmm.
it's so unrealistic.
It's
And it's like,
lame.
it's lame. It's like
Hmm.
this is a person growing, and you could see their life's trajectory through their
Hmm.
songs and through who they are. And it's like kind of beautiful because we're
Yeah.
all constantly changing.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Life. Like you gotta know. You know, like you move along with your life more than you actually realize, like you move on from old habits quicker than you realize, or you develop good habits quicker than you realize too, right? Like life is quick, you know what I mean? Like life is pretty fast, and like it's lame. It's lame as fuck in my opinion if you want to just pin somebody into a corner and be like, this is the only thing you can do for the rest of time. That's it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like, you know what I mean?
It's like a
Because
robot. It's
yeah,
like
it's like
unrealistic. Yeah.
then go listen to AI music then if that's what
Yeah.
you want. You know what I mean? Like you gotta allow for like all these new, you know, artists and all these new like paths that they're paving and stuff. You know what I mean?
I
Like
know what you mean.
yeah, like I just think it's boring to like just put somebody in a box and be like,
Yeah.
okay, that's what
Yeah.
you do. That's all we like you for, like
Mhm.
where's the fun in that, So yeah.
And then I know you're a big Travis Scott fan.
Hmm.
So out of all the artists, why him? Like what kind of feeling do you get when you're listening
Honestly,
to his songs?
I love his sound when it comes to music. Like it's just a very like sonic feeling, if that makes sense. Like it's just like there's so much production value in his music. Like I don't know if you're familiar with Mike Dean. He's like a goated producer. He's every popular song you like by The Weeknd or something
Mhm.
like that. Like he worked on that. You know what I mean? And he's a very closely associated with Travis Scott. And like I love the spacey kind of feel, like almost like it's like psychedelic music, you know what I mean? Where it's like it feels like you're like floating in like this like
Transcendent.
exactly, right? Like that's honestly the best word you can use to describe it. And I think I really get that vibe from his music. And I think like, yeah, like it's just a very cool vibe. Like there's not a lot of artists that can encapsulate that feeling as well as he does. And I just like how, each era of his music is different, and he embodies like almost like he's the same person, but he almost embodies like this different character. If you like look back at all his different stuff, you know what I mean? Like even his most recent album, Utopia, that's similar like to Kanye West's album Yeezus, like with like like the song like Black Skinhead and stuff, like all these iconic Kanye songs that when they first came out. And like obviously I wasn't bumping Kanye like that in like 2013 because I was like however old I was, like 8, you know what I mean? But like it's like that, it's so different each time, and it paves the way for a lot of artists where they're like, okay, I really want to try and like replicate that and stuff. Like a lot of artists take inspo from him, you know what I mean? But they'll never replicate it. And I think that's so cool. I think we can say the same about a guy like Drake. There's never going to be another Drake. A million people can try and make a Drake song or stuff like that, but it's never going to hit the same because it's not Drake. You know what I mean? I think it's just the fact that, yeah, like it's Travis Scott, and like that's like, who he is, and like his art is just like, creating stuff that you might not initially like, but it's going to hold a crazy amount of value to it. Just like how Astroworld was still on the charts. Like Astroworld came out in 2018 and it's still on the charts 7 years later. Like that's saying something, Yeah.
It's just, it gives you this feeling of, oh, there's so much more to life.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like his songs give that out. Like I haven't listened to all of his songs, but the top ones, like, whoa,
Yeah,
like there's more to life than just what I see.
100%.
Like it arouses all these feelings of just bliss, and you're like floating,
right? Like, and that's such a cool
you're
feeling.
like unstoppable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's just so cool. If you ever have the opportunity to see him in concert, spend the money, go see him. Amazing, dude. Like, best performer I've ever seen. Like, are you a concert guy?
I used to work at concerts, actually. I'm concert out. Like,
okay,
honestly,
that's
like,
fair. That's fair.
I went to so many concerts and just got to see it, and that's just like, unless it's like an artist that I really, really love, then like, man, like, I guess if Travis Scott comes and like, he seems like he's a good performer,
dude. Insane. Yeah, like like, he's super talented. I've seen Drake a couple times. Drake's super talented. The Weeknd's super talented. You know, all the people I listed off from Vegas, like, they were all super talented. But nobody, and this isn't even just because I'm a Travis Scott fan, but nobody will beat him in the concert experience, like, realm. Like, he's unbeatable. Like, he's just too good, dude. Like, his concert was worth every fucking dime that I spent on that ticket, because I saw him out in Vancouver in 2023, and yeah, amazing, dude. Like, the stage presence that dude has is insane. Like, you don't lose your attention one time at the concert, because there's always something going on. You know what I mean? Like, the only time I was looking at my phone was just to like take videos, to like just like capture the moment. You know what I mean? And like, but yeah, like, that dude had my attention for a full 2 hours. Like, I did not break one time. You know what I mean? Might be because I'm a big fan of him. Might be a little biased, but like, yeah, like, if you want to get hyped up and have a good time, definitely that's the guy to see. You know? Yeah.
And yeah, man, let's take this to land. This has been a phenomenal experience, and
100%, man.
You know, hearing about your story and your life, and he seems like a go-getter, and I really, really admire GECO.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I admire what you're doing too, man. Like, you know, being from where we're from, obviously it's not a crazy isolated city. It's a known city, right? Like, we have an NHL team and stuff, you know, but in the creative space and the digital media space, yeah, it's a harder one to navigate, you know? And I give you a lot of praise and credit and stuff for doing your thing, just like how I'm doing my thing and stuff, right? Yeah. Like, we all have one goal, and that one goal is to succeed, and why not bring each other up while we're doing it, you know?
Yeah, dude. We'll rise together, man.
100%,
we'll look
man.
back on this episode and we'll be like, wow, dude, we were 2025.
Yeah.
Like, remember when we first met? Now look at us 10 years later.
Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful thing, right?
Dude, I always think about that, and like, all the people that have sat there, like, I just have so much hope and so much. I want to support you and then whatever endeavor that you have, and
I appreciate that.
You just can't take the foot off the gas pedal, man.
100%. Like, same goes for you, man. Like, we just got to keep going as hard as we possibly can until it's the end game. You know what I mean? Because at this point, right, like, we only get one life, and why not just, you know, take those shots every single time that you can, you know?
Out. What's the point of, oh, what are they gonna think, or I don't know if that's like, just do it.
Exactly.
Stop analyzing this stuff. Like, you've done your reflection.
Yeah.
If it's something you want to do it. It doesn't matter what other people think.
100%. And you know, in life, like, if you have something that you're passionate about, like, you just have to go all in on it. Like, fuck people who say any different about it. You know, fuck people that give you, you know, flack for just wanting to be yourself and just do your thing. You know, like, at the end of the day, like, I guess, like, a closing statement that I would say is just like, you know, if somebody doesn't like what you do, or somebody's trying to knock you off, like, your path that you're trying to go down in life, fuck them. Like, who cares at the end of the day? Because, again, you're living life for yourself, and the moment you start living life for other people, you've lost the plot, right? You can't allow somebody to knock you off your you know, your path just because, you know, they're bored and fucking angry with themselves because they're not doing what you're doing, right?
Fuckload of haters online. Like,
100%.
Even, like, you won't find them as much in real life because they're too scared to confront you.
Exactly.
there's gonna be a lot of hate, especially in the creative industry, and then there's
100%.
always gonna be something wrong that you do. You can't win. But as long as you know yourself and you're doing what's right, you're not hurting anyone, and you're doing what's truthful to you, then what does it matter?
Exactly, right? Yeah, like you just gotta persevere through those negative comments from people and stuff, and you just gotta allow yourself to, be undeniably you. Like, just be yourself and live life to the fullest by being yourself. Don't allow other people to have any type of fucking say in what you do, or have them influence what you or what they want you to do. You know what I mean? You just have to do what's right for yourself and enjoy those moments, and just persevere through all the bullshit that life can throw at you and stuff. Because 2 years from now, even from this conversation, we're gonna look back and there's gonna be a lot of stuff that we're gonna be like, damn, like this, like, yeah, it is working out for the better. You know what I mean? Just, it's a slow burn, but it's worth it.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
And as always, to everyone listening and watching, there is a place for you in this chaotic world. Never lose hope, strengthen your faith, and keep it long term.
100%. Keep it long term, everybody.
Adam Darling, everyone. The GOAT here. GECO.
Thank you for having me, brother. Woo! I appreciate it. Peace out, everybody. Beautiful, dude.
Beautiful. That was it.